All right, today is December 26th, 2023, and we are here in the We the People Town Square studios. I'm here with Cliff Barnwell. He's going to ask me a few questions.
Good morning, Dan.
How's it going?
It's going very well.
Let's get your mic set up there. You can just copy what I did.
There we go. How's that?
Looks good.
Do have a few questions. I understand you had quite a dust up at your party meeting the other evening. Would you like to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, it was a beautiful sight. It was just unbelievably great. We had our ballot draw, and that's where we picked the order of the candidates on the ballot. Each county has a separate ballot draw so that there's a mix across the state for all the candidates. And it's kind of a fun thing. Candidates all come together and draw. I typically use a deck of cards. So when we got ready to have it at 6:15, I called it to order at 6:17, and I said, because I'm so big on hand-marked, self-authenticated, tangible ballots that can be verified, we're going to handle our ballot draw the same way. We're going to use a deck of cards. We're going to, people are going to be able to see them, and there won't be any questions. But when we get to our county commissioners, we're going to do it electronic because they don't believe in authenticating or verification of a ballot. So we whipped through it in about 15 minutes, and we got to the county commissioners, and I whipped out my cell phone, pulled up my authenticator app. I had Karen, our office admin, give each person a sheet of scrap paper and a pencil, and I gave them a number and told them both to write it down in precinct 1. Well, H.R. Kelly did not like that, but the person drawing for that Chip actually nailed the number. So I said, well, Chip won. Well, he didn't like that and wanted to see the number. And I said, no. And so John Coffey was next. We went through that, and same thing. He goes, well, why can't I do it the same way everybody else? And I said, y'all said you don't believe in paper. You believe in the machines. It's convenient. I said, isn't this convenient? Well, he got bent out of shape, and I said, you stabbed us in the back. You told us that you were on our side. You said I showed you multiple things that were going on in other counties. You agreed. You said, if I can get a meeting with Ronnie Jackson and Ronnie Jackson agrees with me, you will help us get rid of him. And when the time came, you flipped and didn't do what you said. Well, he said, you're impugning my integrity. And I said, John, how can I impugn something that doesn't exist? They didn't like it, and they were screaming at me and yelling, and finally left. And as they left, I said, see, now you know how the voters feel.
Very good, Dan. Let me bring it forward a couple of days. Mr. Coffey made a statement to the news reports that he has never seen the computers make an error. What remark would you say to that? What would you have?
He must be blind. I mean, in our last election, when we had over 5,000 people vote with printing out the wrong name on the ballot, and it was calculating that vote different than what was printed on the paper, which they told us couldn't happen. It did happen. They said, oh, no big deal. They just kind of swept it under the rug.
Well, they swept it under as calling it a human error. Do you think human error is significant enough to cancel our vote?
Well, that tells you that the machines are a problem because they're programmed by humans, right? But they have a mind of their own, according to them, because they can make decisions that, as a human, we look at it and it says one thing, but it's calculating it another way. In fact, they say they have no concern about the machines because they give them a logic test. Now, to me, if you give something or somebody a logic test, that means they have free will, right? So why do they give the machines a logic test? Maybe they need to be giving that to our county commissioners.
Well, thank you, Dan. We certainly appreciate the update on that event.
Well, it was very telling. I think it was a perfect way to show their hypocrisy.
Well, they certainly did that.
We just need to get back to all we want as a Republican Party in Potter County is an election system that the voters can be confident in. And I don't understand why people think that's a bad idea.
Well, I'd have to agree with that.
All right, Cliff, well, have a good afternoon.
And to you, Dan.
Shut it down. We'll take a listen and see what it